Welcome back to my garage. Yes, welcome back to my garage. We probably won't be doing a whole lot in my garage today. See, we are looking at 94 degrees outside. This is a metal building, as you can see. So it's like a cajillion degrees on the inside. So nothing short of being the easy bake oven. Gonna fill you in as to what's going on. I have an update already on this one, F-150. The intake manifold is almost completely out. I have one bolt on the back corner that is really giving me a tough time. I've sprayed it, I've heated it. Chances are it's gonna break. There's not gonna be any saving it. And I'll end up having to fight with it after the intake comes off. Now, as far as the bolts, I got some of these pretty little bolts here. If you look at them, seem to have gotten kind of thin right in here. Might have been made that way. That one looks like it's full all the way around, but they're in pretty rough shape no matter how you look at it. So I took it upon myself to order some new intake bolts. There's no reason to have to reuse a set of old bolts that are just going to give me a hard time in the future. Change of plans. We were going to be installing a fuel regulator. The fuel regulator I do have, new in the box, mind you. As soon as I find the box, there it is. The fuel regulator here, the gauge is somewhat of an issue. The gauge goes down in increments, but the gauge, if you look at it, like 10 pounds, I think, increments. So it's really not low enough for me. I don't think I want to trust it, because all in all, being carburation, I only need between 4 and 7 pounds of pressure. So I don't think this regulator is going to do the trick for me. It is going to be sitting here for future use for something somewhere, unless somebody really needs it. But if you look it up, Holley, which is this Holley 600 CFM Holley that I have, this is polish. Only requires between 5 and 7 pounds. 8 be the max of fuel pressure. We don't want to overdo it. With that being said, I ordered a fuel pump. That'll give me what I need without having to use a fuel regulator. Also, with that being said, that means the gas tank's gonna have to come down. You won't be able to pump, even if I put a fuel pump in line. You cannot pump through the pump that's in the tank. You have to take the tank out and put a pipe inside the tank in order to siphon that gas out of there. So we took a project out. Could have been worse. I could have decided to change the front cover for the timing chain and put a cover there and put a manual pump in. That's another option. But then that's all new, already been sealed up in the front of that, and I got to take it all back out. So one or the other. The thing is, though, is the gas tank under this vehicle is actually fairly new. There's no rust on it or anything, so taking the tank straps out is not going to be that big a deal. 2 bolts, tank will come down. We'll take that inside pump off, add a pipe to it. We'll be golden. So I think it'll just be easier to just take the tank down and do it that way. So seeing as we're going to be at a cajillion degrees in here right now, and I am indeed waiting for those parts. They should be in within right around the 4th of July. Things cool off a bit. We'll probably come in and start doing other projects while, as in try to finish up this Sportsman, which all in all, like I said, that's a high output carburetor. Ended up changing the boot for that to fit. Got this shut-off valve, the reserve valve there. I got that replaced because that was leaking. I did put a new fan in for the cooling system here. You can't hardly see that. But anyway, it's down there. A new temperature sensor switch, which is causing it on and off. I rewired the whole thing here from hot to switch to fan. So it all works well on the ignition, and it does come on and off as it should. I did mention that I put, I believe you, I don't know if you can see that or not, brake calipers front and rear. Believe I'm going to have to take the front hubs apart on this machine just to make sure that the four-wheel drive, it does activate on the switch. I don't believe it's pulling on the front. So we'll have to take the hubs apart and see what's going on in here. As far as forward, the high, the low range, the reverse is all working. The pull start, I've got that all working. The magneto cleaned up and going there. So it's coming. It won't take much to keep it going. It's just a matter of doing it. So, and one thing I kind of neglected to say, as you can see, I've got pets. I'm sure a lot of you folks have pets. When it comes down to coolant or anything coming out of a vehicle, please take care to either try to catch it as much as you can, drain it, catch it as much as you can in all the pans that you have. Coolant is poisonous to most of your pets. It will kill them, and it has a sweet taste to it, or a sweet smell to it, and it attracts them. So be safe and collect whatever you're draining. Try to catch as much of it as possible to keep your animals and children safe. But with all that said, folks, not in this cajillion degree weather day. As you can tell, it is all a sheet metal roof and everything in here. Nothing's insulated. I'm new to this whole thing. I don't have fancy cameras. I'm just using my cell phone, doing the best that I can. And meanwhile, you folks, you take care of yourselves. And we'll be back on the channel soon. Especially, probably more of a morning thing when it cools off through the night. That, or I come in here of an evening and we do it in the cooler weather. Thank you much. Subscribe, like, and we'll be back on. Thank you.